Is a senior in high school and taking college classes. And in his English class early in the semester, his teacher asked him to write a diagnostic essay. And so he came into me at the dining room table and he said, "Mom, I have to write this diagnostic essay." And she said, "We can write on anything. Can you talk to me and help me, get an idea of what to write?" So I said to him, "Well, has anything made you angry lately? Or how about something you feel passionate about, something's inspired you?" And we both looked at each other and we were like, "Lincoln." And then I said, "Now we're just finishing this series called Live Dangerously at Church. And this is what Ben was talking about, because if you talk about Lincoln, you're going to have to talk about Jesus. And we don't know how your teacher is going to respond to that. And you may get a D in the class because of it. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to live dangerously?" And he said, "Yeah, Mom, I am." And he went into the office and wrote this tribute to Lincoln that we want to share with all of you. So this is Alex.
On August 13th, 2011, my dear friend Lincoln High passed away. His tragic death came as a sudden shock to all who knew and loved him. No one could imagine someone so full of joy, so full of life, suddenly swept away. I was left feeling confused and angry. I questioned God. Why would you take him away from us? As I look back on Lincoln's life, it does not cause me to feel grief. Rather, I cannot think of a better life lived. Lincoln was exceptional. I have never met such an outgoing, hilarious, kind, and godly friend in all my life. He was always grinning from ear to ear. I only knew Lincoln for about a year, but it seemed as if we had been friends for a lifetime. He was special, but special is an understatement. Lincoln was one of a kind. When I first had the privilege of meeting Lincoln at my youth group, I was a bit taken back. His friendliness caught me off guard. I was not used to running into someone like him. Most teenagers my age socialize with their special group of friends and do not have much room for anyone else. Lincoln, on the other hand, was friends with anyone and everyone. This became so evident to me on a church trip. Our youth group traveled to a Christian conference called CIY for 6 days. By the end of that exciting and emotional week, Lincoln was the talk of the town. We could not pass by a group of people without someone saying, "Hey, Lincoln." He was a friend to all. Lincoln was extremely mature. During the group discussions at CIY, he spoke words of wisdom. He encouraged those who needed comfort and challenged all of us in our walks with God. But Lincoln was not proud. He did not show even a hint of arrogance. He was completely humble. Whenever he received praise for his works, he simply replied, "It's not me, it's God." Generosity was one of the many wonderful qualities he possessed. I recall one evening at CIY when several people were declaring that they were hungry. Lincoln went and bought 2 boxes of pizza for everyone to eat. However, he did not eat a single bite. His example was greatly admired by all who knew him. Lincoln's passing hit me very hard. I had never lost a close friend before. Granted, I've lost great-grandparents, friends of friends, and other distant relatives, but this felt different. With the others, most were old and had lived long, fruitful lives. But this was not the same with Lincoln. He was so young, beaming with life and happiness. I was in shock. Simply put, I felt numb to everything. I just could not seem to grasp the fact that my close friend, my brother, had been taken so swiftly from this world. To this day, I still have a hard time believing that he is gone. This tragic accident has helped me realize how short life really is. Although I was deep in sorrow, joy soon overtook me. I could not believe how many people had been touched by Lincoln's life. His Facebook wall was flooded with hundreds and hundreds of messages filled with thankfulness of how Lincoln had blessed them. Lincoln worked at TGI Fridays, and on August 24th, friends and family of Lincoln all across the United States gathered at different TGI Fridays to celebrate his life. This comes to show how much of an impact Lincoln had on people. It is truly amazing to see how even at such a young age, Lincoln was able to minister to and bless so many different people. In conclusion, Lincoln's honorable example of a life well lived has challenged me to live every moment as if it's my last. I want to have a faith in God like Lincoln did. Life is too short and precious to be wasted on temporary treasures. Lincoln got it right. He focused on people and, more importantly, on God. I miss Lincoln dearly. It seems there is not a day that goes by where I do not think about him. I wish he were here now, but I am not burdened with sadness. I know I will spend eternity with him in heaven. I will never forget my dear friend Lincoln High.